April is Child Abuse Prevention Month.
New this morning, Advocacy Network for Children officials share why it's so important to raise awareness and what you can do to help. WGEM's Sydney Lyerly is live for us in Quincy this morning with the story. Sydney, good morning.
Natalie, good morning. Officials here at the Advocacy Network for Children say child abuse and neglect can happen anywhere, no matter the size of the community. The Associate Executive Director here says this year they've already served over 500 children in their CASA program and nearly 300 in their CAC program. And both of those programs help abused and neglected children. By raising awareness of the issue, she hopes it will help prevent children from experiencing abuse and neglect.
One of our main focuses throughout the month of April is to really push that there are children abused and neglected in every county and every street probably that we serve, and so making people aware and realize that if you see something, say something.
Bus says if you see a child who appears to be experiencing abuse, you should report it immediately. And she says you can also help children in need by volunteering. Bus says some signs to look out for that a child might be experiencing abuse include bruising in uncommon areas, bruises that look like handprints, and she says children who are experiencing abuse might begin acting differently. Kyle, back to you.
All right, Sydney, thank you. Throughout the month of April, the Advocacy Network is holding a variety of events to raise awareness and funds for kids in need. You can find a full list at WGEM.com.